Hola amigos, this is Viri with Vallarta Life. In this video, we're going to be talking about hotels and Airbnbs and what is the best thing for you and your family. So let's get started. This video is part of my video series on how to plan your trip to Puerto Vallarta. If you haven't seen my previous videos on this video series, I do highly suggest you watch them, especially because to get to the point of deciding if you're going to stay in a hotel or Airbnb, it's best for you to know when is the best time to come to Puerto Vallarta, depending when you choose, what months, what you plan to do, and also what neighborhood is going to be right for you. So I already made those videos, best time to visit Puerto Vallarta and the top neighborhoods explained. So then once you are able to determine those two things, this is going to help you out when you decide if you're going to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb. So most people either like to stay at a hotel or an Airbnb, or if you're like me, you're flexible depending where you're going and what type of activities you're doing, and maybe your budget determines if you're going to stay in a hotel or an Airbnb. So hopefully this video is very helpful for you. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe for all things Puerto Vallarta. Okay, so we're gonna first talk real quick on hotel parts, and I just wanted to cover this real quick because whenever I hear the name resort, I think of all-inclusive. I think that's what the majority of you probably think also whenever you think about a resort. This is something very popular, for example, in Cancun, Cabo too. So basically to me, a resort is basically you relaxing and not having to worry about what to eat or what to do. Everything's provided for you very easily, and it's just a chill vacation. So you will find several resorts that are all-inclusive throughout Puerto Vallarta. It's not a town known for being all resorts like Cancun or other areas. Now there's a lot of things to do here, so I would not, in my opinion, I would not recommend for you to stay at an all-inclusive. There's actually a better option if you like the all-inclusive feel of things that would benefit you better, but I will talk about it later. So if you're used to staying at a resort and you're just looking to come here to Puerto Vallarta and staying at an all-inclusive resort, then I'm totally fine with that. I'm not gonna tell you against it, but in my opinion, I feel like Puerto Vallarta is not a city for, I would never suggest someone to stay at an all-inclusive just because there's so many things to do. And to me, an all-inclusive is better for if you're visiting a place where there's not much to do. There's not that many restaurants, there's not that many activities. It's more like a chill place. Puerto Vallarta is not like that. There's a lot of things you can do. But if you're just looking to come and chill, you're totally fine. I'm not gonna criticize you for making that decision. This is mainly for my first-time visitors. You're still firm on staying on a resort. I respect your decision. Let me just tell you some quick recommendations or quick recommended resorts that I will tell you about. I'm recommending them due to their price value per night and also their location and beach. Okay, so my first recommendation would be the Gran Fiesta Americana. It's a big chain throughout Mexico. There's two Fiesta Americanas. One is just called Fiesta Americana, but the one I'm recommending is called Gran Fiesta Americana. This is an all-inclusive. It's located in the South Hotel area of Puerto Vallarta, okay? This is my favorite area. I'm always going to recommend it. You're going to always hear me say it left and right just because I really love the area. It's just south of Puerto Vallarta, more chill. You don't hear like all the crazy noises, but it's also quick, 10-15 minute drive to go into Puerto Vallarta. So Gran Fiesta Americana is going for around more or less $300 a night. It's in a great location and the beach is amazing there. So I recommend that one. It has really good reviews. The second one I'm going to recommend is the Grand Park Royale. That one's also south. It's a little bit more south than the one I just recommended, the Gran Fiesta. It's closer to Mismaloya, but this one's a little bit cheaper. It's $200 a night. It's great beach, and the location is pretty good. You're going to be closer to Mismaloya, but it's also a quick drive to Puerto Vallarta. It's not that far. So that's my second recommendation. My third recommendation on resorts would be the Velas Vallarta. Like I said, I haven't stayed at this place either. However, has great reviews. I've actually stayed in the villas before in Playa del Carmen, and it's top notch. Okay, super highly recommended. In that area, it's a villas chain, and it has great reviews here too. I've never stayed. One day, hopefully soon, I will make a video of all these resorts, and I can bring you all the content if they sponsor me. If not, of course, I will pay for them. I pay for a lot of things that I'm showing you in this video, and I'm fine with it. You know, I'm just bringing you value. But anyways, the villas is going for like $330, $350 a night. It just all depends when your dates are coming, but it's somewhere in the 300 area. And it's located in the Marina Vallarta, so it's closer to more things. There's a lot of restaurants around that area. The beach is not my favorite area of the beaches, but it is beachfront, so it's still a good deal. It's a good place. It's a good chain to stay at a resort here. Now, my last recommendation, this one's actually right by my house, so I know it left and right. I've not stayed there either, but I know where it's at, located, and everybody talks highly about it. It's the Garza Blanca all-inclusive resort. This one's going for anywhere from $250 to $300 a night, just depending on your date. Location is amazing. Also south of Puerto Vallarta. Beach is amazing. I always go swim in that beach. If you're still looking for a resort to stay at, these are my quick recommendations that I would highly recommend for you to stay at. Okay, next on my list, we're going to talk about hotels. And when I'm talking about hotels, it's just regular hotels. Let me tell you real quick, if you decide that you want to go to the romantic zone, stay downtown or Cinco de Diciembre, which is basically all the tourist area, and that's the most popular spots to stay at. There's not huge hotels, like big old buildings of hotels. There's not, because these areas are super small and compact. They don't even have a lot of parking if you have a car. So just beware of that. There's smaller, like boutique style hotels in this area. So in this area, I don't have any recommendations for any hotels, just because I didn't really see anything that catched my eye to like point it out to you. But if you're real firm about staying in this neighborhood, I'm sure you can find decent properties or hotels that you can stay at. Once I talk about Airbnbs, I will suggest that if you're staying in this area, for you to just stay in an Airbnb. In my humble opinion, I think an Airbnb is better, but we're not talking about Airbnbs just yet. First in my list of the hotels that I will recommend is the Gran Miramar. This is located in Conchas, China, so it's just a little south, a quick 5-minute drive from Puerto Vallarta. This hotel is amazing. I've stayed at this one. It has amazing views. All their rooms are suites, and that hotel is going for, let me see, anywhere from like $130 to $150 a night, somewhere around there. So I think it's so worth it to stay at that place. The rooms are huge. Customer service is amazing. And like I said, the views of every room are like super nice. So Conchas Chinas is a neighborhood that's very steep, has steep hills. If you haven't seen my video on top neighborhoods, I show you a little bit of how it is, but it's a very steep driveway to go up through that whole neighborhood. And basically this hotel is at the highest peak of that neighborhood. The next hotel I'm going to recommend is also on the south part. I'm just like recommending all the south part. If any of the south hotel zone places are looking at my video, you can sponsor me, because I am recommending you left and right. Just kidding. Anyways, this is not a sponsored video from any of these places. This is just my humble opinion. So my next recommendation of hotel, this one's a really good deal because it's always under $100. It's like around $70 to $85 a night, just depends. And it's called Costa Sur. It's nothing fancy or anything, but it's a very good hotel. It's oceanfront, ocean view. It's south in the beautiful area that I recommend. The beach there is really nice, and it's less than $100. Win, right? If you're looking for a budget place. So I do highly recommend this one. It's south of Puerto Vallarta. It's only a quick 10-minute max drive into Puerto Vallarta. There's always taxis there waiting to pick you up, take you to town, or you can take an Uber, or the bus stop is like right in front of the hotels. And my next hotel recommendation, again, will be the Garza Blanca, which I recommended it in the resort all-inclusive, just because this hotel has an option to either choose all-inclusive or not to choose it. Okay, so again, it's very highly rated, Garza Blanca. Also, its sister hotel, which is Hotel Mosai, it's right like less than 5-minute drive from the other property. They're both in the south area of Puerto Vallarta. It's about a 15-minute drive into town. These places are like top-notch, recommended. Beautiful beaches. The Hotel Mosai is a little bit higher up in a little hill, so the views there are like amazing. They have a little like trolley train, kind of reminds me of the ones you see in San Francisco. They're real cute. They just take their guests down to the beach, you know, so you don't have to walk that much. And actually, I haven't stayed in any of these two hotels, but I did go to the spa at the Monsai, and their spa is all the way to the top, the very, very highest part, and it's like a really highly rated. I would recommend that spa. It's pricey, but it's top notch, and it has views, like 360 views of like the whole bay. You can see the arcos. It's very, very nice. And all the way on the top, the Mosai Hotel has a pool, so it's very nice views, I can imagine, from up there. These are my quick recommended hotels. Okay, let's get started with the Airbnbs. It's starting to get very hot and humid up here, and I'm not gonna last long. But let's get started. So Airbnbs, I think Puerto Vallarta is a great place for Airbnbs. Like I said, again, there's certain places that are great for all-inclusive resorts. There's some places that are good for Airbnb deals. If you're looking for a budget deal, you're gonna find real good deals on Airbnb. If you're looking to stay in the romantic zone downtown Cinco de Diciembre, then I highly recommend staying at an Airbnb. You know, if you want to feel like a local, you want to have maybe your own kitchen, maybe cook for yourself here and there, or have a washer and dryer. Some of the places do have that. Then I recommend the Airbnb. You can find really good, nice Airbnbs for less than $100 in that area. Now, to talk about the south side of Puerto Vallarta, my highly recommended area, there's many Airbnbs throughout. We actually have several properties. Woo! Did you know that we have several properties on Airbnb? Anyways, I'll link those down in the description. But let me tell you real quick, and there's a lot of Airbnbs everywhere in Puerto Vallarta for very reasonable prices. The ones that we host, they're south of Puerto Vallarta, so they're a little bit farther, but don't let that scare you. In my next video, we will be talking about transportation and how I recommend for you to get or to rent a vehicle, but that will be in my next video. It's not real difficult here to just jump on the bus or get an Uber or taxi, you know, to get to different places. So don't let the south side scare you or think that you're real far. South side area, this is where I'm at actually. I'm actually at one of our Airbnbs. It's really nice and calm and chill. Like, there's nothing like staying here. And then whenever you feel like going and getting something to eat or going to the bar or, you know, doing something, then going and getting a ride to Puerto Vallarta. In my opinion, I really like that. Just be aware that in the romantic zone and all those areas, it's always loud. Music's always loud. Neighbors are on top of each other, and you're always gonna hear music or noises, the buses passing, cars driving. You know, if you're sensitive to all that noise, then I would recommend you stay in a further area, an area a little bit more chill, like the south part. Okay, another thing that I would like to quickly let you know about Airbnbs, and it's something that I did not know until I moved here to Puerto Vallarta. I mean, I've stayed at a lot of Airbnbs around the world. Something that's different here in Puerto Vallarta that's in the Airbnbs, and you can find it in Airbnb or VRBO. I know some people like to use that, which is called vacation rental by owner, right? Is that here in Puerto Vallarta, there's a lot of villas, big houses, basically like a mansion, that have around 4, 5, 6 bedrooms, even more. So this is great if you're traveling with a big group of friends or like several family members, you know, several families are traveling with y'all. These properties are listed, most of them are on Airbnb or VRBO, and they come with the chef, they come with the chef assistant, a bartender, a cleaning lady that comes and cleans your room every day. So it's kind of like the all-inclusive feel, but more personalized for you. So an all-inclusive is gonna be more of, you're gonna have those amenities, but then you're sharing them with other random people that you don't know, right? Like you're sharing a big old pool with other people. You're gonna go to restaurants with other people. Obviously, you're probably not gonna sit with them, but and you don't determine what you wanna eat. You know, obviously they'll probably have several restaurants that you can choose, but then sometimes the food might be like, okay, or it might be good. It just depends, right? But the good thing about an Airbnb that's fully staffed is that you get to choose what you're gonna eat. So, you know, you can tell them I'm vegan or I'm vegetarian or I want lobster and steak or something like that, you know, and they will cater to you for no additional charge. So usually when you find these Airbnbs, they will tell you a price, like for example, $600 a night, right? That price already includes the chef assistant, the bartender. The only thing that it does not include is your actual groceries or drinks they will need for you to cook on. If you like resorts, you want to just chill on a vacation, I recommend for you to look for one of these villas. I will link down on the description one of the villas that does this, and it's in the south area that I recommend. It has its own pool, so you don't have to share it. You only share it with your group of people you're traveling with. It has 5 bedrooms. It comes fully staffed with a chef, a maid, a chef assistant, bartender, and the maintenance person. And that's basically it. That's a wrap for my video on hotels, Airbnbs, and even resorts. I hope this video was very valuable. If you have any other questions, just leave them down in the comments below, and we'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys.